Harrodsburg. Earn free pizza with Hut Rewards. State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Job Master Rental, let them help master your job. CC Auto Parts and Service, an Auto Value Certified Service Center. Now, with the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
Good evening from the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut. It's the home of, if you're tired of the burger rut, hit the Hut. Nobody out-pizzas the Pizza Hut, Joe.
Nope, nobody out-pizzas the Hut, and they've got a carry-out special.
Yes.
2 medium, 1-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. And that's the special that my wife got, and she's in here eating right now.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
What were we, 2 and 2?
4 and 2.
No. UK lost.
Yep, 0 and 1.
Center won.
1 and 1. Lincoln didn't play.
Danville lost.
1 and 2.
Mercer won.
2 and 2. Garrett won.
3 and 2.
3 and 2. Oh, Bull didn't play 2. Yeah, so we're 3
4.
and 2 then.
3 and 2. All right, well, at least we're over 500.
That's good.
Yeah.
Take that. It's been a rough year for our record, so we'll take it over 500.
That's right, yeah. And finally, we don't have teams playing each other, so that really hurts us, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, UK hurt us all. Man,
yeah,
they didn't close the deal again.
I was telling Super Dave, this is the first time I remember maybe ever being upset a UK football team didn't win a game, right? Because, in our lifetimes, in my lifetime certainly, most of our lifetimes, it's been you expect them to lose.
Yep.
But it was a game where they were the better team.
Yeah.
And they just didn't make certain plays, and they lost.
And they played like it at times, and other times they just took the victory and turned it around to a loss because they just couldn't finish the deal.
I mean, I really felt like UK was the better team than Ole Miss, and I mean now there's really I don't think there's any chance to win the SEC now. If there was a slim chance at all, because I mean you still got to play Georgia, still got to play Tennessee. Obviously, Georgia's going to be the toughest game left on the schedule, so it just stinks.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and turn our attention to the UK game. UK coach Stoops, you had too many mistakes to overcome, losing to Ole Miss 22-19.
Obviously, a very difficult loss, as I said, after the tough loss. I mean, anytime you're ranked in the top 10, you're going to get everybody's attention and get a great game. I really, how do I say this without getting blasted? I really thought it was a great game, even with the mistakes that we made. We made mistakes that I'm not proud of, that we need to coach better and do a better job. But it was a great environment. It was a great game. And I thought both teams played their tails off. I mean, played hard and was competitive, stressed each other. It was a really good football game, and it stinks to come up on this end, believe me. We talked a lot about, preparing for the difficult environment and doing all those things, and the guys were dialed in. And we talked about, the pride in our performance at the end of the day when we put on the tape. That was off the charts. And the third element, most important, was perfect execution, and we didn't have that. The pride in performance, I feel, because I love the way our team played. I really do. In adversity and mistakes and all that, the belief and the ability to drive it right back down there and put ourselves in a position to win that game after some of those unforced errors was great to see our team respond. Again, I wish we would have finished it, and that's really ultimately, that's how you're judged. I know that. And at the end of the day, it's either a win or a loss, and it's a loss, and nobody feels good about that. But I love the competitive nature of this team.
You had a message for Will at the end of the game. What did you say?
Again, I wouldn't trade him for anybody. I just love his competitive nature. I love his ability. I love the way he's playing. I mean, at that moment, it was just wanting to calm him down, put my arm around him, tell him I loved him and I love the way he plays, and and just take a moment, to breathe and relax, because obviously emotions get high. He did some amazing things to put us in position there again. If you look at the first play, and these are, just like I told you a week ago, the throw that was incomplete, and this one, the first play of the last possession, I mean, just dropped an absolute dime, and we couldn't reel it in. And I mean, you can't possibly throw a better football. I mean, he had, 6 incompletions and at least 2, one 50-50 ball, with, 1 50-50 and 2 drops. In the first half, we had opportunities to get off the field and we didn't get off. The belief is there. I think the intensity needs to come back as you get into game 6 without a break, and then we're getting banged up. We have to make sure I find the right balance of continuing to play with that edge, play with the intensity, and continue to try to improve on being physical. I think we are improving, but also have enough juice in the tank, as you get down, into the middle of this section before we get a break, get a little bye to try to get some guys healed. I didn't think the hold. I thought that was more on the hold on the extra point. I mean, it was a fraction low, but we do that all the time. You got to make that hold. Just got to get it and set it like we always do. Because I thought live it was the snap as well. But really watching the tape, I mean, it was right off the ground. I mean, you just got to catch it and put it down. I thought that was amazing. What a great environment. I said I've never been down there before, but our fans showed up in full force and were loud. We could hear them. It really helped us. It was amazing, and greatly appreciate the sport. It was a lot of fun.
That's UK head football coach Mark Stoops. Cats are now 4-1. They've got South Carolina, the Gamecocks, on Saturday on a 7:30 kickoff. It's a 5:30 pregame on our sister station Z105. We'll step aside. We'll come back, and we'll stay in the college ranks and talk with Center College head football coach Andy Fry, and then we'll talk high school football with Lincoln County head football coach Josh Shaggers. It's coming up next on the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, live from the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut right here on 99.5 FM WHBN, 103.9 FM WHIR, and HometownLive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
Saturday night.
Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Coach Stoops and the Cats return home for an SEC East battle under the lights.
Let's go!
South Carolina Gamecocks and your Kentucky Wildcats.
The pregame show starts this Saturday evening at 5:30 with kickoff at 7:30.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM Z105.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to HometownLive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at HometownLive.net. That's HometownLive.net.
The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and boneless wings or pasta, all in one box. Heck, swap in a third pizza if you want. It's your world. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Additional charge for more than one topping. Product availability, prices, and delivery areas, minimums, and fees vary. Delivery charge not a tip.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time. So when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special. 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs, visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
Whitaker Bank is dedicated to providing exceptional banking experiences to our fellow Kentuckians. We live in the communities we serve, and we work diligently to serve the needs of our neighbors. This is Rita McIntyre, head teller and branch manager of the South Branch located at 928 South College Street in Harrodsburg. Stop in and let us put our experience and customer service to work for you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
And back to the savings. That's your Harrisburg Pizza Hut. 2 medium one-topping pizzas, $7.99 each. You eat in or carry it out. 859-734-5143, 734-5143. All right, Joe, let's stay, as you said, in the college ranks with Center College Coach Fry. Nice road win starting off the SAA. Tell us how your special teams helped score 2 touchdowns.
We talk about winning the special teams, winning offense, winning defense, and I'm not going to quote Meatloaf, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There's a stronger probability if you can win 2 of the 3. It's even better when you win 3. Now, you can lose. You can win special teams and offense and still lose, or you can win offense and defense and lose in the special teams. But the probabilities are greater if you go into the game and knowing that we got to win all 3, but you got to win 2 out of 3, and that's what happened. I mean, our special teams, we set up our first touchdown on a Sam Murray kick return to the 25-yard line, 30-yard line, and then our punting just, we were in bad field position most of the game, and I think he had 2, maybe 3 punts over 50 yards. One was for 45 yards. So that put us in a good position. So I think the special teams, then the defense had minus, 8 or 10 yards rushing, and that's from our sacks. And so, I firmly believe that, the defense, I've never had a team score twice. I've had defense score once, but never twice, and that was the big part of the game, obviously.
That is the SAA opener, so it's always good to get that first win under your belt.
Yeah, it is, and now we got to think about the next game. I mean, it's really kind of hard to celebrate. They played us well defensively. I mean, I wouldn't say we're struggling, but we are. I mean, I think anybody that follows the offense, and I think we're trying to figure out our identity. And I think there's some things that we are going to do this week that are going to help change our our approach. And I think they always say fire refines things, and so I think our offense feels like they're in the fire, and so it's refining some things. We're seeing where the I wouldn't say weaknesses are, but where the things that you have to fix that need to be developed better. And I think that's a good thing. So I'm excited about this week. We have a JV game today against the University of Cumberland. That's going to help us, too. We've got about 5 or 6 positions that we really got to get a sense of feel where the competition is. And I think that'll be good for us.
How about the health of your team after the game?
We were banged up, but, I think so were they. I mean, the hurts and the pains aren't as bad when you win. It's typical. Right now we're going on the 5th game of the season, so we're going to be at the halfway point of our regular season. So this is about what you expect.
Do you realize how tough it's going to be on the next coach that comes in after you? You just keep piling up win after win.
Well, that's very kind of you, but this season's going to be different. We're been in this game long enough to know that this team has the ability to be good. We always talk about potential. They could be good. We're trying to kind of figure out our identity, and we haven't. The last couple of weeks, I don't feel like we have a real good identity yet of what we can do well. Now, again, our defense is, I think, very good, and our special teams have done well. So, I think this is that's why we coach. That's the joy of it. I'm looking forward to it. Let's just take one game at a time.
Now, you've got 4 of your last 5 games are at home, and this week you have Sewanee coming in, but you're going to hold the game at Boyle County football
Correct.
field.
Yeah, we got to play. So it's kind of funny. We've played 5 games, and they've all been away. So take the old Willie Nelson tune, right? We're on the road again. Yeah. We'll knock it out.
Tell us what you know about Sewanee's offense.
They're very athletic, good speed. Quarterback can make plays. They've got a couple of them that they trade in and out, but they're very athletic. I like them. I think they're a much improved team from last year, no question. They're 2-2, so they're feeling pretty good about themselves. I mean, they've come out on the blocks pretty good. Yeah, that's a good thing.
What do you think their defense is going to try to do to your offense?
Well, I think what they're going to try to do is obviously take away the run, and they're going to probably try to contain our quarterback and make him throw darts. He's got to make good throws. Our playmakers are in our wide receivers, but we just got to get the ball to them. And I think if teams are defending us, that they're forcing our quarterback to throw strikes, not let them run the football on it. And I think that's a wise thing to do. We'll have to throw strikes and loosen them up and get our run game going.
Last question, Coach. What's it going to take for Center College to come away 2-0 in the SAA against Sewanee on Saturday?
I think we've got to establish a running game, and I think we're going to do some things a little differently now that I think will help and enhance that. I think we got to obviously ball security and not put our defense in a bad position. Put the ball, kind of the old Bo Schembechler, Jim Tressel thing, just work your field positioning, utilize that, and then just execute. We just have to execute better. That's the joy of coaching.
Center College head football coach Andy Fry, and got another win, as Rick, as you said, in his career. Another win add onto the list there Saturday. And got Sewanee coming up this Saturday now. Let's head over to Stanford and talk high school football now with Lincoln County head football coach Josh Jaggers. And Coach Jaggers, you had a bye week last week. It's always good to recharge the Patriot batteries, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was good for us. I mean, we needed it really and truly. Just got some bumps and bruises like everybody has this time of year. And it was just kind of good. You're always, I mean, no matter what, you're always, working on you and being the best team that you can be while, obviously also scheming and playing and preparing for who you're playing next. But, open week, you get a little bit more time to do just that. You just get to focus on yourself and get some guys some reps that, might not have gotten as many reps as they needed to, on a normal week. So it was good all the way around.
Coach, I guess the biggest question mark from last week was the injury to Sawyer Horton. Is he good to go now?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I believe he's going to be good to go. He's been taking it slow and just kind of following the doctor's orders, as far as his rehab going and with his lower back and whatnot. And I think he should be good to go. At least that's what we're hoping for.
You count Wayne County. I know you'd love to have Sawyer play in this game against Wayne County, Coach. This is the first district game of the year, and this Wayne County Cardinal team coming off a close win over Casey County on Friday, 33-32. What do you know about this Wayne County offense, Coach?
They're tough. I mean, offensively, defensively, their quarterback is a sophomore, DeJuan Dumford. He's just an athlete. He's a good quarterback. Overall, just a real good athlete. I think he's already got an offer from EKU. He picked that up over this summer, and he's another one of those quarterbacks. Everything runs through him, and he's dangerous. He's quick to pull it down and run. I mean, he can throw it obviously and make all the throws he needs to, but he doesn't waste any time pulling it down and making use of his legs. He's a talented player, and they're just a physical team. They're extremely physical. Hey, they've been that way for several years. Offensively and defensively, they just flat get after it. Their guys on defense, I mean, they're physical. I mean, everybody can tackle really, really well, from their guys in the box to their secondary guys. And defensively, they kind of play a defense that just kind of, it causes people's problems. And, I think they're 4-2 right now, and they've lost to two people that, quite honestly, a lot of people have lost to this year. Warren East, I think, is 6-0 and undefeated, ranked in top 10 in 4A, maybe top 6 or 7. And then obviously they've been beaten by Pulaski County, and everybody in this area knows how good Pulaski County is. So they're a good football team.
You talked about Dumford, their quarterback, averages about 85 rushing yards a game, and you couple that with 145 passing yards a game, so he himself is up over the 220-yard mark just in what he's able to do. Are these design quarterback runs, or are these plays that break down and he just pulls it down and runs with it?
They're both. I mean, they do a lot of they run. I mean, they treat him just like another running back in the backfield, like we do with Sawyer. But a lot of his runs are designed, and then the other ones are just where he just pulls it down and he just goes and be the athlete that he is. So anytime that's one of the things that makes spread offense go. And one of the reasons why we're doing it as well is when you got a guy like Sawyer, you got guys that you can, when you got a quarterback back there that can obviously sling it, but then they can also run it. It's hard to account for it and put stress on the defense. And they do a good job with it. But no, he can go. It's kind of 50-50 really and truly. I mean they got designed runs for him like they do for their other running backs, but then they'll sprint him out. And, he'll take his drops and he'll look here, look there. If it's not open, he'll tuck it and go.
What's the key to stopping something like that on defense? I watch the Ravens quite a bit because Lamar Jackson is my fantasy quarterback. And, how would you stop someone like that could just take off and run by you, or he can throw it downfield on you?
It's hard. When everybody cracks it, so when somebody cracks that code, they're going to be a rich person. But, you just said it with Lamar Jackson. With Lamar Jackson, it's hard to account for because you got to play. You got your back end guys playing pass and reading their keys, and when they read pass, they drop. Then you got a handful of guys rushing. So it's when you got a dual threat guy like that, it's that's what makes it so tough to defend and spread offense. You got a guy that can just do one. It depending on how good he is, it makes it a little bit easier. But if you got a guy that can do two, it can beat you doing everything. It makes it tough. So you just gotta still play disciplined football. But when you make a decision on defense, we tell the guys all the time, especially the secondary guys, don't go till you know. But when you know, go. That's kind of how it's got to be. It's just got to be. You got to read and react even faster, and don't hesitate when you're going to go make a play. Don't hesitate. Just go on and go. And sometimes you love the decision, and then other times that decision makes you pay. So, they put you in a bind.
Coach, what's the keys to a victory to start off your district season 1-0?
Physicality. They'll be probably the most physical team we play all year long to this point, really and truly, across the board, across all 11 positions on both sides of the ball. But the physicality is we have to match, well, not just match, but we have to beat them in the physicality department because that's where they beat you. And that's what it's going to take for us to beat these guys down there.
And that was Lincoln coach Josh Jaggers. And we invite you to come to the Harrisburg Pizza Hut. They got special 2 medium, 1 topping pizza, $7.99 each. Eat in or carry it out. No one out pizzas the Hut. Coming up next after our timeout, we'll have Danville Coach Peach and Mercer Coach Yeast heading your way on the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. You are getting it live on 103.9 FM, 99.5 FM, and on the stream at hometownlive.net.
CC Auto Parts and Service. CC Auto Parts and Service is open for your service and parts needs. CC Auto Parts and Service are offering pickup and delivery for all your auto repairs as well as parts. They have a pay over the phone option if needed. CC Auto Parts and Service are concerned for everyone's well-being and are doing their best at keeping a sanitary and healthy environment. Give them a call at 734-9515. CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience and customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Ever notice how happy a bird looks perched on your power line? The reason the bird can sit on the power line is that he isn't touching the ground or any other grounded object. We, on the other hand, can't afford to be so carefree. So when you're working outside, the folks at your local electric cooperative remind you to avoid power lines. Always look up and to all sides before hoisting metal ladders and tree pruners into position. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
We are live at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut with Super Dave in attendance.
Super Dave!
And the Padre and Rebecca and the kids just left.
Yep.
And they had to carry out 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, $7.99 each,
That's
which
right.
is a great deal. So come out and enjoy some pizza with us tonight and talk a little high school football. Let's start, we just started with Lincoln County head coach Josh Jaggers. Let's continue our high school football talk with Danville head football coach Mark Peach. And Coach Peach, your Admiral, started off well offensively with Maury Brown starting at quarterback.
Yeah, no, I thought Maury for his first start just did a tremendous job. He was 10 for 13 for 88 yards. Operated as well, showed some great poise, I thought, against such a quality opponent like Bullitt East on the road. So just really proud of him. Now we get to kind of, shift gears and go into district play this week with Somerset. So I've been playing these guys since 1909. Joe, I've kind of looked it up a little bit, history-wise. So there's been a little break in the series, between now and then. But certainly a rivalry that our fans are very familiar with.
Yeah, Coach, what did you tell the team after the game and practice today about in terms of putting the last 4 games behind them, because the actual big-time part of the season starts on Friday?
That's right. No, this is what we've been working for, for district play. Everybody's 0-0 right now. And, you can't get them all if you don't get the first one, so to speak. So, listen, we had some great games with Somerset last year. We're very fortunate to beat them twice last year, and they're very much improved, not really in one particular aspect, but just pretty much across the board. They had a very tough game themselves, last Friday with Hazard, but they're going to come in. They're very well coached. Guy Bailey returns for them. He's a key player that does a lot of different things for them on offense and defense. So we know it'll be a challenge for us.
Looks like, Coach, Somerset has split some time with different quarterbacks. I think that maybe they've settled more so on Chris Hughes now as their starting quarterback. What do you see out of their quarterback play?
Yeah, 17, that's kind of who they've settled in on now in the last game. I thought he still did some good things for him. He's very athletic, does some nice job. He got good touch on the ball, can throw it deep, can throw it short, and operates their offense very well.
You mentioned Guy Bailey. He's kind of their big hoss back, 84 carries, 609 yards, and 10 touchdowns. He's averaging just over 100 yards per game. How do you stop him out of the backfield?
Well, it's not going to be easy. It'll be a team effort because they do move him around. He also catches the ball out of the backfield, and he was a tough cover for us last year in terms of trying to slow him down. So he's an excellent football player, and certainly somebody we'll have to be aware of.
Are they a shotgun spread team, Coach?
They do a little bit of everything. They're very well balanced between the run and pass. Mostly shotgun. They do have a power eye set they'll run in short yardage and goal line situations, but the shotgun stuff, listen, they're very well balanced between run and pass. They'll run it with Guy Bailey, but then 11's a good receiver for them. 85 that also wears 15 does a good job. 6 does a good job for them. So it's a typical well-coached Somerset team.
Defensively, Coach, what do you see out of them defensively?
4-4 set, really sound. Their down linemen are all very, very sound in what they do. Guy Bailey's one of their linebackers. They do a good job. They don't really give you many holes, just in terms of, secondary, how they line up to things. They're very sound in what they do against most formations. So we'll certainly have to execute Friday.
Special teams-wise, Coach, a couple of years ago they had a kicker. She was a girl. Madison Rubel was her name. I assume Anderson Rubel, their kicker, is probably her younger brother. What do you see out of their special teams unit?
Still very solid in what they do. We've got to be aware of how Guy Bailey is if you're going to kick the football because he's had success returning kicks, not just this year but last year too. So, but no, everything they do is very sound schematically. So we'll have to have a solid night in the kicking game too.
I know you're happy to get back home as well through the first 6-7 games of the year. I've only had 3 home games, but you get Somerset at home, you get LCA at home in a couple of weeks, so kind of back in that home and away type stretch of the season.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's fall break this week, so get to kind of change it up. I think that is a good thing, break from school routine and whatnot. So, and we get to get into district play this week, and we get to be at home, like you said, which is always a good thing.
Coach, what is the schedule for practice this week?
Yeah, we're going at 9 a.m. in the morning with our guys. So, 9 to 11 is kind of what we're doing in the morning. And it was a real pretty morning today. So, but today we did our usual, offensive install day on Monday. Tomorrow we'll hit offense, but do a little bit more defense and try and work on some special teams and go full gear tomorrow.
Danville head football coach Mark Peach. Coach, what's the keys to a victory Friday against Somerset?
Typical stuff, can we run the football and can we stop the run? Can we? What's the turnover margin? And then how is it in the kicking game? that was something we didn't do a very good job of last week. We had a punt blocked and really got the momentum swung in their favor. So we need to have a solid night in the kicking game.
And there's Danville coach Peach. Now let's go across the county line to Mercer County. Coach Yeast, you had a huge district win, throttling Western Hills 56-6.
Yeah, it was a good game for us. Much needed win. We played extremely hard, executed well. I think we did start a little slow on defense to start the game, but I feel like we picked it up. We made the plays that we need to make, and we done it in the right fashion. And it was more of a dominant fashion. Great team win. We're more what I'm looking for moving forward on consistency.
And if not for that one big play there, your defense could have had a shutout.
Yeah, one big play. We had the young man. First of all, he was a really good little running back and athlete. We had him bottled up. We had a couple hands on him. We just didn't make the tackle. And when you don't make the tackle against a good player, they can get loose. And he got loose, and he went for a long touchdown run. We didn't have anybody who could catch him.
Now, scoring 56 points, I think what I heard you say before was that you had several people that all contributed scoring, and that's got to please you, and it's got to feel good to the players themselves.
Yeah, it does. It feels really good to go out and play that well. It helps really build our confidence. And then we get a week off this week where we can make sure we can lick all of our wounds, recover, and hopefully be fresh for the next week. But it's really great for confidence.
Now, how did you come out health-wise after the game? Are you okay? And obviously, like you said, this week coming up is going to help you heal some bruises and bumps.
Yeah, for the most part, we're healthy. We did come out of the game pretty good. We're just trying to make sure that we have an opportunity to get everybody back and be at full strength going into this next week. We'll see how it goes, but we're definitely going to focus on making sure that everyone's healthy.
Now, good news, Coach, about a game like this. I'm sure you were able to get a lot of players playing time on the field.
Yeah, we did have a lot of – we didn't get a chance to get as many of the young ones in that I would like to have gotten in, but for the most part, we did get valuable reps for everybody that we put in the game, which was good for us.
You know, you can practice all you want, Coach, but it is a whole different scenario from a practice field going out to Friday night under the lights.
Yeah, it's completely different. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of focus and discipline to go out on Friday night. Like I said, it's one thing to practice, but it's another thing to go out and play the game and execute what you're being coached to do at a high level and on a consistent basis. But we're getting better. We're improving daily. I like where we're at heading into this bye week. And like I said, hopefully we get healthy and we'll continue to get better, and then we'll be ready for Henry County in 2 weeks.
Now, you're 1-1 in the district, and that's got to make the guys, give them a little more confidence going into district play again.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to get that first win in district play. We want to continue that. We have a long way to go. But like I said earlier, we can either finish second in our district, we can finish third, or we can finish fourth. And at this point, we're chasing second place. And I think we have a good shot. We got to stay the course and continue to get better and continue to work hard.
Now, you won't have Henry County till the 14th. Will this be a week more of working on fundamentals for the Mercer County Titans?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fundamentals and getting other people reps for development and getting healthy. But, yeah, we'll work on ourselves. Go Titans.
And that was Mercer coach Yeast. And if you want to get rid of the burger rut you're in, hit the Pizza Hut. No one out pizzas, the Hut. Remember that. 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas, $7.99 each. You can eat in or carry it out yourself, all right? We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Garrett Coach Crutchfield and Boyle County Coach Haddix. You are getting the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report live on 99.5 FM, 103.9 FM, and live on streaming at hometownlive.net.
Is your vehicle in need of maintenance or repair? Perhaps you work a full-time job, have kids to run here and there, and can't be without your vehicle for days. We at CC Auto understand. We offer free pickup and delivery and same-day service on most all repairs. Let us take some of the load off your shoulders. Call CC Auto now at 734-9515. 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. Ask or click for a limited time offer. Extra charge for more than one topping and extra cheese.
This is Jason Tyler, loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Harrodsburg. Communication is key. That has always been my motto. Communicating with my customers, finding the best rate, and keeping my customer informed during the entire loan process is something that you can count on. Call me today at 859-734-3316 and let Whitaker Bank help you with your lending needs. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special. 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Saturday night. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Coach Stoops and the Cats return home for an SEC East battle under the lights.
Let's go!
South Carolina Gamecocks and your Kentucky Wildcats.
The pregame show starts this Saturday evening at 5:30 with kickoff at 7:30.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM Z105.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Live at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, and we are here with Super Dave and Radio Rick and Billy Montgomery here.
Mercer County's #1 sports fan.
Yeah, getting ready to get himself a large 3-topping pizza, which was $11.99, I believe, is that price. And Billy shaking his head yes. Or the 2 medium 1-topping, $7.99 each. That's eat in or carry out. And if you want to go ahead and call your order in and then hop in here and they'll have the pizza ready for you, 734-5143 is the number. Let's talk Garrett County football with head coach Spencer Crutchfield. Coach, your Golden Lions ran for over 430 yards in a 42-18 win over Curry Central.
Yeah, we came out and you never know how, off weeks, bye weeks are going to treat you. sometimes you can get out of rhythm and, it can cause you some issues. But, got to give our guys a lot of credit, especially for being young and approaching the bye week and getting better and then going out and executing that on Friday night.
All 6 touchdowns came on the ground for you, Coach. You mentioned Malachi and Cameron. Malachi ran for 229 in a pair of scores. Cameron Peak, 178 and 2 scores. But your quarterback, Justin Parson, ran for 1, and you had Hayden Elliman run for 1 as well. So some playmakers on the football field making plays for you all.
Yeah, Cam and Malachi both ran the ball extremely well. You've got to give our guys up front a lot of credit. Anytime you're able to rush for over 400 yards, you got to give those guys a lot of credit. They gave those guys some seams, and Cam and Malachi are kind of figuring out and getting used to the speed of the game, and so they're able to make some plays. And we got to just continue to build off of that. And we got a really good team, Bell County, coming in on Friday night, who is going to be stiff and tough defensively. So we got to make sure that we continue to build and we're getting better day in and day out.
Now, you talk about the running game, Coach. You all could have easily, after the first game of the year when Austin Adams got hurt, kind of hung your head. And then you had Cameron Peak go out. But Cameron's come back healthy. Malachi, obviously, has been running strong this entire season. The offensive line has opened up holes for you, and the guys have kind of picked up where Austin Adams went down and left off.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple injuries here and there, and got to give our guys a lot of credit for being resilient and, like you said, not hanging their head and not giving in and just attacking each day and trying to make sure we're getting better. And so you got to give those guys a lot of credit, and I think that goes to what type of kids we have and what type of character they have. When things don't go exactly the way you expect them to, they're still going to come to work and make sure we're getting better.
Defensively, Coach, it's always good to force turnovers. You forced 3 of them as well on Friday, and that always helps out.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting better. We're starting to fly around more on defense, and we're doing a really good job of getting multiple hats to the point of attack and make sure that we're trying to get all 11 hats swarming the football. So anytime the ball's up in the air or up for grabs, we want to try to make sure we're making a play on it, and we were able to do that on Friday.
Special teams-wise, Coach, Zach Daly had a great start to the year with the consecutive extra points he made. He did miss a handful of them there on Friday, but he also made a field goal, and I think I saw it's the first time since 2014 or something like that you all have made a field goal in a game that Garrett County has, and he's an added extra weapon for you all, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Zach, he's a soccer guy as well, so you got to give him a lot of credit. He did. He had some mishaps on really, and it wasn't his fault. We had some mishaps on the snaps on those missed extra points, and definitely was it's a huge weapon when you can get, you get inside the 15, 20-yard line. You're able to put 3 points on the board if it's fourth down. So definitely a huge added bonus for us.
How long was that field goal, Coach?
I think it was 31, maybe 27 or 31. I can't remember right off the top of my head.
But either way counts for 3, regardless of how deep it is. And, again, an added weapon for you all. And you mentioned Bell County, Coach. This is a Bobcat team. We know that, they've got the rich history. They've got a very good head coach in Dudley Hilton, and they're coming in with a 4-game win streak when they take you all on there at Garrett County. It's a home game for you all, Coach. Let's talk about this offense first of all. What do you know about this Bell County offense?
Well, if you know Dudley Hilton, you know they're going to run the football, and they're going to be physical, and they're going to get after you. And if you don't stop the run, it's going to be a long night for you. So we know, they're doing some different things, and they got a few different athletes that can, make plays for them. But ultimately, they're going to run the football and try to establish a line of scrimmage.
Now, Daniel Thomas is their primary back, 180 yards a game. He's averaging 14 touchdowns. But it looks like, Coach, when you kind of get drawn into that run, they can hit you with a pass. Their quarterback, Blake Burnett, has thrown 5 touchdowns. 3 of those have gone to Daniel Thomas. So he's a guy out of the backfield who can also catch, but they can hit you with passes every now and then.
Yeah, and they do. They're able to throw the ball, and if you don't respect it, they're going to throw the ball. But they'll line the Thomas kid up at quarterback some too, and run some wildcat look, and he can throw the ball just a little bit as well. So they stress your defense quite a bit, and Dudley he's been around for a long time, so you're not going to show him anything new. So we know we just got to be fundamentally sound, and we got to make sure we're prepared.
Defensively, they've only forced 5 turnovers through 6 games. What do you expect to see out of their defense?
They're going to do what they do. They base out of a 4-4, and they're going to bring some pressure. They're going to give you some stunts up front. They're going to be aggressive, and they're not going to let you just dink and dunk them down the field. So, we know we have to be physical, and if they knock us off the ball up front, it's going to be a long night for us on both sides of the ball. So we just got to make sure that we're up for the challenge, at the line of scrimmage.
Coach, what's the keys to a victory?
We got to make sure that we come out, just execute and play our game and make sure we don't turn the football over. Just not beat ourselves. If we're able to do that, I feel like we have a shot to win the game.
Coach Crutchfield of Garrett County. We've got one coach left. I wonder who it could be. I would say it could be Boyle Coach Haddix. And what did you do last Friday night since you didn't have a game? A little wifey time?
I actually went down and watched Ole Miss and Kentucky play this weekend.
Oh, well, you couldn't make the outcome any better, huh?
No, it was a great game though. It was a cool atmosphere. Just kind of a trip me and the wife took and with some friends and went down and watched the game. Kind of got away for a little bit.
Well, good. That's always good to have your wife with you and get away from everything, and especially football. You got away from football, so I'm sure the wife really appreciated that.
Oh yeah.
You have a really big game coming up, obviously, with Lexington Catholic. Their only loss was Covcath 7-6. They have got a really good team. First off, before we get to them, how is the health of your team?
We're good. Obviously you had Cole Sims probably going to be out the rest of the year, which that's kind of confirmed. He hadn't played since the Henderson game. So you got there, and then, we're still dealing with a few little beats and bangs. But everybody's a little injured at that point, so we just got to show up and play. Proud of where our kids are going. We're ready to go this week.
Every year that you play Catholic, it seems like they seem to have three great skilled position players. The quarterback, Jackson Wasick, who's completed 80 out of 120, 3 interceptions, but 1,396 yards and 18 touchdown passes. You got Walker Hall, who's got 414 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. And then Max DeGraff, receiver, plus he does kicking, but he's caught 26 passes for 758 yards and 12 touchdowns. Those three skilled positions, it seems like they are deep every year there.
They do a great job on offense. Their team, they're playing better. They're more confident. Seems like they're running around. Had a new coach hired in the offseason. They really, he's amped them up some. And they got a really good quarterback. He gets rid of the ball quick. They've got a really good receiver. And, he's not the only one. They've got 3 other guys, too. Number 6 and number 4 can also play for them at receiver. So they're very, very talented. And obviously you got to stop the run game, too. And, with Walker Hall running and they throw it to him some, he can really make some plays happen.
Well, the quarterback, Wasick, he has rushed the ball 32 times for 4 yards. So, obviously, the best situation is you have him on the run because he's more of a, passing quarterback than a runner.
Well, he can run and make some plays happen. The big thing with him, he scrambles around, keeps his eyes downfield, and does a great job with that of getting the ball to his playmakers.
Defense, they always seem to be very aggressive. And here's a couple stats. They have recovered 4 fumbles, and they've intercepted 11 balls. So they have got a defense that flies around.
And it's kind of a mixture of what they did in the past, but then also like a little mixture of some of the Highland stuff, slanting around, moving. It's hard to get a gauge on what they're doing, and that's where their Coach Burke, came from. Highlands. He played at Highlands, and then obviously he's coaching some college stuff, and then they're using some things that they've always done at Lexington Catholic. So it's kind of a good mixture of what they're doing and kind of keeps you off balance. So
defensively, you're liable to see anything thrown at you, at least trying to throw you off balance.
Yeah, they're really aggressive. They're not real big on defense, but they, as far as size-wise, but, they've got a lot of great length. Their linebackers are 6'2", 6'3". All 3 linebackers are 6'2 plus, 185, 200 pounds. Really good in that linebacker set. And then the skill guys are moving around. They do a good job moving them, getting them in spots to make plays.
Special teams, DeGraff is 24 out of 25 point after attempts and 4 out of 5 on field goals. He's a good kicker.
Very good kicker. And if you look at the Cupcats game, you think, well, he missed extra point in the big game. It was actually the guy they messed up the hold. Is how they lost that game 7-6. Had a bad hold, and the guy fumbled around. They went, then he tried to scramble with it, didn't get in.
Coach, I don't know if people realize how important the extra points and the field goals are. It's 3 parts to it. You've got to get a good snapback from your center. You've got to get somebody to hold the ball and spin it right, and then the kicker has got
got to kick it through, and the timing's got to be impeccable.
Well, did anybody watch UK's game this weekend?
Yeah.
Look at that. Every little thing matters. People don't realize this. The magnifying glass and margin of error on some things is just so crazy. The guy going in motion, and you snap it 1/10 of a second too early. You got 2 men in motion instead of there, and you get a touchdown, you win the game. Florida State and LSU, guy blocking an extra point, the wing guy, all he has to do is step inside, make them rush outside, and they probably kick the game, and it goes into overtime again. He steps out, Florida State goes in and blocks the extra point. Those little things that is such a minute thing turn into big things if you don't take care of them.
Again, that's what every coach I've talked to, they say the same thing. They work on offense and special teams. They work the next day on defense and special teams. They know how important all three elements are.
Yeah, special teams has been really big, I feel like, the last couple of weeks. Just field position of where we've been, and it's going to be a big game in this game.
Last question, Coach. What's it going to take for Boyle County to come back with a victory over Lexington Catholic on Friday night?
Well, you got to limit the big play. You got to make them drive things out. You can't give them an easy touchdown on a broken coverage or getting behind us. We've got to make them grind it out, and you can't turn the ball over and give them a short field. We've got to do a great job, and then you got to win the kicking game. Go Rep.
That's Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix.
That should be one of the key matchups in the state is Boyle County and Catholic. And it usually is a slobber knocker, as they like to say. It's a very hard-hitting game when these two get together.
Should be good when that's Friday at 7:30. Coverage starts a little after 7 o'clock on your home for Boyle County Rebel football, Z105. Somerset is at Danville on Friday. Coverage begins after 7 o'clock on 103.9 FM WHIR. Bell County at Garrett County. Our coverage begins after 7 o'clock online at hometownlive.net and delayed on Z105 after the Boyle County game. And Mercer County and Casey County are both on bye this week. Lincoln County is at Wayne County. Bourbon County is at Anderson County. So all the area teams except for Mercer and Casey are playing this week. On Saturday, got two games to focus on. Sewanee is at Center College. There you go. But the Boyle County football field kickoff at 1 o'clock Saturday. South Carolina, the Gamecocks at Kroger Field to take on the Cats. Our coverage begins at 5:30 on your local Cat Connection Z105 WRNZ FM for a 7:30 kickoff. So that's the schedule for this weekend, Friday night and Saturday, with a high school football Friday night and college football there on Saturday. And, Boyle County kicking off their district slate this week. Lincoln County kicks off their district slate this week, and Danville kicks off their district slate this week. So you got three teams in our area starting their district play. Mercer County has already played two games into theirs. They have a bye week this week. Of course, Mercer County's in a 5-team district, so they have to have that extra week to be able to get an extra district game in. But we'll see how it works out. Garrett County has their first district game. They've got Bell County, and we know, historically speaking, Bell County's usually a pretty good team.
Oh, yeah, they've got a great tradition.
Dudley Hilton, the head coach, Dudley Hilton. Been there for a long time.
Yeah, he has. And wherever he's coached, he's always been a winner. Yep. And his kids play hard. And I can't see anything different from this. It's going to be another hard-hitting game.
And that was a game last year, if I remember correctly. Garrett lost by just 10 or something like that to Bell County. So they played them close last year.
Yeah.
And, they're peaking. They're playing well right now. Their running backs, Cameron Peak and Malachi Simmons, and they got a very good tandem of running backs in the backfield there at Garrett County.
But we've got a good tandem here. I want to thank Billy Montgomery and Super Dave and Robert back at the studio. And we had Rebecca and Jack and Rayleigh and the Padre all join us. Get out and enjoy your local high school and college football teams. This has been another live sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network. Robert, blow that whistle and get us out of here. 2 medium, 1 topping pizza, $7.99 each.
This has been the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents in Danville and Harrodsburg, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Jobmaster Rental, and Pizza Hut. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock. NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says there have been over 1,900 hurricane rescues in his state so far. At least 95% of Floridians now have power. DeSantis credited first responders and thanked nonprofits for stepping up and helping. Meantime, Puerto Rico will be awarded federal funding to help the country recover from catastrophic damage caused by Hurricane Fiona. President Biden pledged to ensure Puerto Rico receives the funding it